I clicked it, so it's mine.
I'm gonna watch to see how much the delay is. I want to see how much the delay is.
It's probably bad. It's probably bad. Yeah. Wednesday, we're going to talk Jack Black or Jack White. I knew I would do it. I knew I would freaking do
We're
it.
not talking
Jack
Jack Black.
White.
Another show.
Yeah, I thought that's what you meant when you first suggested it. And I was like, what? No, I mean, I'm just not a big Jack Black fan.
Oh man,
I
I love
it's hard.
Tenacious D. It's got to be. I don't love it all, but some Tenacious D is pretty good, man.
Yeah, but it's like the first albums are the one I like. But anyway, before we get into Jack White, the wide world of bad taxidermy will have to be seen at another time because we've got an epic podcast to bring you.
Welcome to For Music Lovers Only, a podcast where each host makes a top 5 list of their favorite songs from this week's topic. Each week is a new topic. Tune in, I dare you. Music Lovers Only.
Jack White. But who did you think would win in a mud wrestling match? Jack White or Jack Black?
Jack Black, hands
Jack
down.
White.
He'd just
Jack
sit
White.
on him.
I think Jack White's got more endurance and just fighting spirit. If I'm honest with you, Jack Black gave up a long time ago.
He really did. He's so happy. And
Once that gut got bigger than his head, game was over.
Game was over.
Whee!
Like when you first suggested it, I was a little. I thought this was gonna be my my John Mayer because I didn't know a lot of his music. I mean,
Well,
I knew
you
a little
let-
bit
you
of the
have-
White Stripes. I mean, Seven Nation Army, and then after I went back through the White Stripes, I did recognize a few more that I enjoyed. But I really enjoyed, his solo stuff, and even what he had 2 other projects. The Dead Winters.
The Dead Winters, but the Recounters, or however you say that, was actually probably my favorite stuff he did. I only have one song from there, so I say that, but I found them before I ever found Jack White. And actually, I found them and did not know Jack White was part of them when I first found them. So I listened to him for like a day and a half, not knowing who the sing. There's a chick that sings and the guy, and then I'm like, oh my god, no wonder it's so damn good.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Well, like I said, I watch interviews on him, but I didn't know his music. I
He's not
enjoyed
bad.
his. I think he collects taxidermy. I don't know if it's bad taxidermy, but I'd seen him on one of the shows. The link I sent you earlier said American Pickers, which I used to watch a lot of that. So that makes sense. But he also collects vintage guitars now. Well, now, I mean, I'm sure he has, but
He's another of the Detroit rock nation.
yeah, got a lot of beefs. He's got a lot of feuds with everybody.
That's
Like I said,
funny.
he seems like a cocky, arrogant asshole, and that's probably kind of why I like him. We probably get along.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I knew
you're
it was-
arrogant but proud of what you do. I mean, he's proud of his music, and he's damn talented. I like I said, all the albums I could just let ride through.
He's a guitar wizard, dude. I did
Oh,
not
yeah.
realize how musically talented he was until I mean, before this, I knew it. But when I first, really dug in, you knew Seven Nation Army and a couple of the others, but then you just listened to how much music that dude plays.
Yeah, I seen a video where he built a guitar out of like some blocks of woods and a string and just started playing.
Yep.
Did you guys know that his last name wasn't even White? He actually took his wife's last name.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Her name was Megan Martha White. And then she was the lady that he was in the band with.
Yeah, his
Stripe.
sister, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think at one time they were saying they were brother and sister. Everybody thought they were maybe.
that
But
was so weird after like a while because they were like, he got divorced. And I was like, from who?
then I like also how like with the White Stripes, red is the predominant color. But with all of his solo stuff, he's using blue, and that's kind of why I went with it. And then, of course, being the day after it kind of all fits. So it's just funny how things fit together.
Whoa.
It is a blue day. Not in a good way. Not in a good. Oh,
but it was definitely hard after getting into it, narrowing it down.
Ooh.
I was like, I thought it would be hard trying to find 5 songs that I liked, but after I looked at it, I mean, he's got tons of music. He's been.
yeah, I had 12 to 15 on here pretty easy and could have kept going. I did discover. Yeah.
One.
I did discover a few, but I'm a Jack White fan, so I used to do. We've talked about it before. I used to do Coach's or Casey's Playtime is what we called it, but I just played music and talked about music and discovered music, and it was an hour show of usually new music every week and a lot of Jack White.
Cool.
So yeah, I listened to what I was looking for in this particular assignment. What I was looking for was something different that I hadn't heard from him. And when I actually realized that I started listening to Jack White in 2001, it made me just want to, get my AARP and move on with my life. Because how is that even possible?
Yeah, I didn't realize Seven Nation Army was like their 3rd or 4th album.
Yep.
And
when he had many projects before, White Stripes,
I didn't go back that far.
Yeah, me neither.
But before we get into our list, next week we got you got the spinner handy for the years. I kind of liked doing letting the audience, our amazing audience, vote on the years. So I say my vote would be to pick 3 years and do a poll.
Yeah, we'll do that. I'll get the spinner ready after the show or whatever, and we'll do it, and we'll throw it to crowd suggestion.
Yeah,
lately, crowd suggestion has not been great, but hey, not for us. It's been great. I'm just saying. Yes. Sorry, last one. Don't care. It's over. I'll be the same either way.
It was definitely awkward at work. There was a lot of pouting.
Yeah,
my place, it was kind of the opposite. A lot of celebrating, but I work in a construction, laden industry. But there was a few of us that kind of walked by each other like, it's all good. It's all good.
No,
I got your back.
I got you 6, man.
We made it through 4 of it before. This at least ends it, and we don't have to hear about it for 4. I mean, we were gonna have to hear about it for 4 years. So again, we're done. I'm done. I got my little piece of it out in my last show. I don't need to do it.
But yeah, speaking of that, you did just record an episode and you went live. You said you're not
we were live on Facebook.
Release it until 2025 or something, right?
Yeah, I like to get 2-3 weeks out and then release it so it's not relevant. It's awesome to download a show 2 weeks after the podcast or 2 weeks after the election or something happened. I feel bad for the flood victims that now I just released the show. Fucking flood victims, I mean,
there was another flood.
What?
Anymore, it just runs over because there's a flood going on everywhere. Every country or something's got a flood. Now there's one going on in Missouri, Spain. I mean, it's floods, man.
The Sahara Desert has the opposite of a flood. They're actually drying up or something. One of those oases or something like that.
That's why I said the Sahara or whatever, a place that's never had it, had ponds, they actually had their first whatever you call it. Yeah, they actually had water. They had a lake. They're like, holy shit. Freaking lizards are freaking out, man.
They're happy. They're like splashing around. They're
I think of Rango.
Yeah.
All right.
Totally beat me. All right, Coach, you got the spinner handy. Let's spin.
I'm gonna watch spin it and see what happens.
Yay.
Yes, I couldn't read it from that far. I need glasses in my AARP card. Oh, sorry.
I know. I'm like sitting there looking at the screen like, what is that me?
I'm sorry. I'll put it closer next time. I got the camera back a little farther than normal because I'm just not looking. I'm not feeling as comfortable about my looks today, if I'm honest. So I just.
But when you put it up there, it was good. It was when it was back. It was
all right.
Yeah, all right. Give my 10%. Give me my discount. Need to get to Denny's at 5 a.m. All right. So, is it 5 a.m.?
You're the younger of us.
The early bird special? I think it is 5 to.
I'm too young to know. I'm usually I know about 4 a.m. because that's when I'm leaving the bar and getting there. I'm still young enough to do that. It's been a long time since I've done that too. No, I'm not.
I think the last time I was
I'm
up at 4.
stirring in my bed, wishing I was sleeping at 4 a.m. every morning.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Only time I see 4 a.m. is when I wake up and pee. Yeah.
Lately, I see 4 a.m. a lot. I'm laying there going, go back to sleep. So, all right, Sontia, give us your number one list.
All right. So it was a wonderful world of Jack White. One of the things that I really like about him is he's very Alice in Wonderland-y. He's very he's a colorful character. He's really fun. And he reminded me of kind of like the whole John Mayer situation, except for his love songs are mostly screaming, yes, son, I'm doing a podcast. I'm important. What do you need? Where's the hot cocoa at? It's in the cabinet where the cocoa goes, son.
I don't remember that song, but you guys are reenacting it well.
That was my favorite song.
That's one of my funs.
Just find it.
You leave, boy. Get over there.
Where's the hot cocoa at? Where's the cocoa go?
Don't make Coach come over there. I'm going to show you where the cocoa is. I'm going to show you where my foot and your butt are. No.
So that's why your kids don't pop up.
You'll never have one of my kids interrupt a podcast, promise, unless something terrible's going on. I'll beat them.
But it's for the children.
I've done enough for the kids. Now it's time for daddy.
Number 1. I started all the way back to the White Stripes. And it's really not in an order, but it's kind of in an order as far as the ones that I listen to on repeat from which ones that I don't listen to as much as the other ones. And it's always a lot. But number 1 is going to be Ball and Biscuits from the White Stripes album Elephant from 2003.
Out of the gate.
We got to use the noise.
That is a great song. Good pick.
Battleship, or was that your schooner?
That was on my list. That was not number 1, but that is one of my favorite songs. That's on my playlist. That's a normal song for me. So great song. Good pick.
Oh yeah. And it's really fun to play. It's one of my favorite songs to play on the guitar, just because it's so fun. It's just a fun song. He's just so fun.
He is awesome.
All right. Number 2 is going to be another White Stripes song off of the album. What is it? No Name. I didn't even know about this album, actually. I didn't know. But it's Icky Thump.
Awesome. God dang it. That's on my honorable mention. Good pick again.
Well, No Name's his solo album is like very.
Yeah, that's not White Stripes. That's Jack White.
That is Jack White?
I'm pretty darn sure. Yeah.
It just came out like this year.
Yeah.
24.
Icky Thump?
No, Icky Thump is
No
White
Name.
Oh, yeah. Icky Thump is the White Stripes album.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's White Stripes album. And it's the song. Icky Thump.
Yeah, that's the album. Okay, there we go. Icky Thump is the album.
Mm-hmm. Where he goes la 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 la
awesome
la la. That one. That's the one. Anyways,
call it.
I like that song.
You did say off a No Name, to be fair.
Yeah.
But it's off Icky Thump.
No, Icky Thump is off of Icky Thump, and it's a White Stripes album.
Okay.
From 2007. So it does have a name.
But he did release them on he did like a compilation album with re-recordings or something. Lots of those, a couple live albums.
Yeah.
So
Good pick.
Yeah. Number 3, Lazzarato from Lazzarato.
Oh yeah,
good song.
It's on my tentative.
Oh yeah, I like it because I have that album, and that's it.
That album cover is a T-shirt. It's a cool album cover.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I said, that whole album had some.
That was different.
White.
That was different. Jack White.
Yeah. Right. It was a little bit different than just what he usually does.
There was some pain in that one. That was less cocky and more pain, or I don't know. I don't know.
It's something. I looked through some of his more country music, his more like country albums where he was working with like Loretta Lynn. He even had one with like Alicia Keys.
Yeah, I have that one on
still country songs, but yeah, I just didn't get into it. Just didn't get into it.
He's like the Post Malone of kind of rock. He can kind of go all over the place. He don't do the rap, but he can do the country. He plays like rock. He does the alternative. He does the electric. He does acoustic. I mean, he can do every genre.
Well, my comparison would have been Beck. I got a lot of Beck vibes. I just don't like Post Malone, so it's like, ew, cringy. Come on.
I don't know, man. I think Post Malone that dude can play. He's a talented musician and a sad Cowboys fan like me. So
I like a couple of his songs, but he annoys me. But anyway.
It's not even much about it, dude. If you like, I watch him on Howard. Sorry, it's your time, Sontia. Watch him on Howard Stern, and you will fall. Like, he plays country. He plays like, he covers like Aerosmith. He's a freak, and he has a cigarette in his mouth. He smokes 79 cigarettes a day.
That's a lot of cigarettes, and very specific amount of cigarettes. I like how he just transformed, because I thought he was just going to stay in his niche, and then he just kind of branched out to all sorts of stuff. And I was like, okay, this guy's just going to do whatever. Which I really like the diversity of how musicianship is going, to where people aren't just sticking to one genre.
Yeah, he don't give a shit, man.
Yeah,
I look a lot like him. If I put tattoos on my face, I'm basically Post Malone. So
you don't look anything like him at all.
I'll share a picture with you here in a little bit, and you will disagree.
All right, you proved me wrong. I need to know.
I will prove you wrong. I've got a whole video that proves it.
You had a whole. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. It's so much effort. Number 4. That's How I'm Feeling, off of No Name. Yes. So awesome. I didn't even know this. Yeah, I had no idea that this album existed, and it just came out in what, August?
Yeah, as I say, newest album.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I've been rocking that song. Period. Just the whole time. So it's a rock ballad. It's powerful. It's energetic. I really like the energy in it.
Yep.
And one of the things that I really like, one of the lines where he says, when the demon arrives, I walk toward the light, and when I'm feeling this way, I shouldn't have to be ashamed. And that kind of reminds me, if I go back into the healings and the journeys that I've been through with all of that, which is just like a never-ending journey. It's not being ashamed of your demons is what really got me. Is there's so much that you could just really put on yourself, and then just feeling the way that you're feeling, and then just letting that feeling be is the best thing that you could do for yourself, instead of trying to repress and oppress yourself.
It's fine and dandy, but you haven't met my demons.
You haven't met mine.
I may not appear it, but I got demons that'll freak your guys' demons out.
All right, that's it. It's a demon off.
I guess we're doing another field trip, and
demon striptease. There we go.
Are we gonna go see the Beatles thing in March?
I'm down.
Okay.
2 ways out, but yeah, I think we could
We
probably
need to come up with a field trip before then, but I'm down.
Okay. All right. Well,
We need to go, I guess, visit Nebraska with their new law that just. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
What's the new? Anyways, number 5. That's the last one.
What's legal in Nebraska now?
Oh, everywhere but us.
Oh
we're
man, we're surrounded by freedom.
Stoners.
But at least we have abortions. Number 5, and the final one is "What's the Trick?" And I really like this song because it's one of those to where you're not really begging somebody, but you just need to know what you need to say or what little crevice you need to get into. Get on in there.
Yeah. How do I worm myself in?
That's one of his like flow songs where like he doesn't have a lot of those songs where he kind of like flow, not rap, but he has some of those more, I don't know how to say it, but flows in there. A couple like when he's doing that. I mean, that's one of the songs that he really has that going on. So
that's kind of why I compared him to Beck, because it was rap. I mean, a lot of his stuff, he's not singing a lot of it. I mean, he does sing, but don't get me wrong. But the flow songs, it's basically a rap, harmonized rap maybe.
Right.
But
reminds me of recital, like poetry.
Yeah.
Which is rap. in general.
I just like I said, you can go from one song to the other, and other than his voice being the same voice, complete like he's got a lot of different music, man.
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
yeah, he does.
Good list.
Yes,
Awesome
indeed.
list.
That's my 5.
I was kind of hoping somebody would knock one off so I could put one on without a guilty conscience, but
I want to wait till the end of the show, but I want to go when I suggested Jack White, what your comment was to where you are right now, to know that I just picked the best artist for us maybe ever, for you especially, because I will be honest with you, the John Mayer, I learned a lot more, but there was not a conversion that happened in there. I definitely became more, I respect him a billion times more, but I converted you to a Jack White guy, man.
well, I've never been like I've never hated him, and I enjoy.
Now I want to say it then. Now, when I said Jack White, freaking Sontia said yes, had a guy going, oh, excited like I was, and you said Seven Nation Army 5 times.
Yeah.
Laugh out loud. Nice pick, coach. You know? So you said you've never been a Jack White guy, but you just said Seven Nation Army 5 times. Laugh out loud. Nice. You know, come on,
Well,
man.
I said that because it was the only song I knew at the time.
I'm just messing with you. I just the change from the start of this show, it was awesome. Sorry.
But that's definitely their biggest. I mean, everybody, because it's been oversaturated. You know, I mean, it's you know,
just because they say Wichita in it.
Well, and if you're a Shockers fan, also that they started out like when they were good every game. I'm a huge Shockers fan, by the way. They started out every game with that song. They did their intro to that. They had this whole video. And again, I'm going to Wichita. You know, I mean, there ain't a lot. Nobody's going to Wichita. It's usually I'm leaving Wichita. You know, I'm getting the fuck out of Wichita.
He said her name.
I wonder how he came up with that line.
Oh,
It'd be awesome to know, man.
Yeah.
Probably it was him touring early and we're going to Wichita. That was a big deal. If you're somewhere not getting, you know, your first tour out of there, you know, it's even if it's a smaller city, it's another city you're going to, you know, maybe that's a big deal, you know.
I wonder if he just thought of the hardest city to rhyme a line to and said, I'm going with that one.
Maybe it's from Wichita. Everybody like is from somewhere weird and little.
He's
and then they end up in
well, at least he claims Detroit hardcore. I didn't actually, but I'm pretty sure he's from Detroit.
Detroit, I don't know anything. I was trying to throw up a Detroit sign and I don't know one.
I just say Detroit Rock City, bro. Oh. Am I spinning?
Spin it.
Yes. All right. So my next 5. No.
It is exactly on the line. Coach, you got it.
It's Coach.
Yep.
Yay!
Well, my list are Sontia's 5. So
all right, let's
Easy
spin
playlist this week.
my number 5. This is from the Recountneers. We looked up how to say it right, and I'm not saying it right there, but that's I don't know how you say it, but it's Carolina Drama. And dude, that song is badass. And they actually re-record Ball in the Biscuit, and that's actually that version is better. I like that version better than the White Stripes version, but here nor there. But that song's freaking awesome. And it was tentative on my list, and then I listened to it on the way home today, and it made the list.
Yeah.
All right, sweet.
Number 4, which is a new number 4 because Ball and a Biscuit got taken off. It's bad. It's from Bad Weather. I Feel the Love, and that's one of his powerful, like, love ballads. And that dude has had some breakups, some love, or some. He's good at doing. I figured this is why you would be a Jack White guy. He's got like he's
definitely
in love. He's.
I mean, you get to my list. It's
getting hurt,
and a lot of it, like we've been talking about with you kept bringing up the topic of happy sounding songs but sad. I mean, that's almost his entire repertoire right there.
Yeah.
It all sounds poppy music, but it's like
how could you not be? That's where I said like this. Jack White's you. I mean, he's like. I mean, he's. Yeah.
In all reality, he was probably too much like me, and I mean,
Maybe that is. Yeah, I get that.
I'm jealous. I want to be Jack. I want to wear the cool hat, man. I want to wear the brim hat, but now I'd wear it and they'd be like,
I used to not like thick Jack White because he's got, bigger head and he's just like a bigger dude. Now I like thick Jack White better than skinny Jack White. So Jack White, if you're worried about it, stay thick, bud. Stay thick.
Go ahead and eat that.
Eat it, bud. Eat it, man. I want to go get some Popeyes with you, brother.
In Wichita.
Wichita. Wichita. My number 3. This might actually be my favorite song of theirs, but I had some others that just had to move above it. But it's Dead Leaves and Dirty Ground, and that it's a Jack White solo.
Yeah.
And man, that's like soul, a little bit of funk with a little bit of rap with alternative rock. Like it's like almost everything I would look for in a song,
That wasn't the White Stripes. I thought it was.
I'm pretty sure that's I guess I have Jack White alone, but I might be wrong. If I'm wrong,
I'm pretty sure that was
that is White Stripes.
But yeah,
maybe that might be then the version that I guess listened to might be a re-record on his own or whatever. But the one I listened to today just was a Jack White one, and
it was on my tentative. That was been on the radio, and I've heard it, and I was like, I'd always catch myself singing to it, but I didn't pay it no attention. And then when it came across, I was like, oh, okay, I know that one.
It's crazy how many of those songs there are that you kind of didn't know were a Jack White song or that he was involved in or whatever. Number 2, this one's one of the coolest, baddest ass Jack White songs, but this is Pablo Picasso, and it does it, and he always says that's why Pablo Picasso was never called an asshole, and it's again, it's like that more of a poem song, more like lyrically written than anything, but it's awesome. Watch it.
That one.
You'll like it. It'll make your list. I promise.
Okay.
It's because it's gangster. It's like he's talking about Pablo Picasso, but he just kept saying that's why he was never called an asshole, and he just talks about all the badass shit he did. I'm pretty
sure everybody calls him an asshole now. But
exactly. That's what makes the song cool, because that's all you know. Yeah.
I missed it. I mean, I kind of got stuck on a couple albums, and just kept, I had made my list off of the couple albums, and I'm like, I gotta stop. I gotta narrow it down now.
I found the best way was everything Jack White on Spotify. You don't want to do best of. You don't want to do everything Jack White, and that's exactly how I typed it in. And you got so much cool shit, man, because it was less of the everybody knows stuff, because I know the everybody knows stuff. I don't know. I wanted to find some new in my mission, and I did find some new. Unfortunately, none of them made the list. My number one
from doing the John Mayer thing is not doing the best of, because the best of John Mayer was absolutely awful. And it was the same with Jack White. So I'd look at my favorite thing would be looking up Jack White blues. Or Jack White guitar.
My number one was one of those. It's hard for me because it's almost poppy. It's almost not Jack White. And I think if you actually talk to him, it's one of his maybe not favorite songs, but it's I'm Shaking. You got me shaking. But God dang it, you dance, you get up, you get. Oh yeah, that's like it's almost like a 40s or 50s song, or
makes you want to go like this.
Yeah, exactly. But you're getting down the entire time, and but yeah, that's my number one, man.
Good list.
Yay!
Like I said, he definitely did have a very vintage. He went back to the roots. I mean, even the very beginning, with the White Stripes, it all had a vintage feel, and that's what I enjoyed, and I just searched Jack White, and one other thing I liked about it is because he's credited on all the White Stripes as the White Stripes and Jack White. So I just typed in Jack White, and I got all the albums, and like I always do, I go to the very beginning first, listen to the album. Of course, that was the White Stripes, and then it took me 3 albums to find the Seven Nation Army, and the kid loves that one. She learned that on guitar and thinks she's a Jimi Hendrix now.
Hell yeah.
Okay, that's a really easy guitar, that he wasn't
regardless. the fact that she can do it's badass.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't.
Yeah. But like I said, my hardest thing was narrowing it down. I got stuck on the albums. I noticed, with the White Stripes and younger Jack White, he like, what was it? To use the word boy a lot, And God damn it, I'm a man. I can't fucking boy shit. But like I said, one album was Broken Boys, Soldiers, A Boy's Best Friend, The Same Boy You Always Known. But when he got to the older stuff, he kind of dropped that. And there wasn't no boy stuff. I mean, so I kind of liked the solo stuff, the not White Stripes. I think I had at least a White Striped as the tentative. I had a few of those. I had the one that Coach had listed. Can you remember it now? Spaced it off. But the Dead Leaves,
Dead Leaves in the Dirty Ground.
Yeah. But my number 5 was off the No Name, the new album. It had a very, I almost thought it was a Ballroom Blitz cover without looking at it when I heard it, but it's Archbishop Harold Holmes.
Yep.
Real weird, name, but then it goes, and it's the riff is almost like, Ballroom Blitz. And, it just all the way through. I can't remember what the freaking song's even about. It's got some weird name, but the driving guitar was what got me.
Yeah, I'm glad. Like I brushed past that one. Like it was playing in the background, but I didn't pick it.
Yeah, listen to it and then, but think Ballroom Blitz, and then you'll be like, oh, you borrowed that riff. But number 4 was off of the 2012 album Blunderbuss. I'm pretty sure this was a solo album, and it's Missing Pieces.
Awesome song. It's on my honorable mention.
Like I said, it starts off with the organ, like I said, very vintage feel, and the last verse hits the hardest, and he's just like I got the words up here. Let's see if I can find them.
Awesome song. Listen to on the way home today as well.
Okay, yeah, like I said, sometimes wait a minute. Yeah. Sometimes what is it? Someone controls everything about you, and when you tell, and then they tell you that they just can't live without you. They ain't lying. They take pieces of you and they stand above you and walk away. That's right. Take a part of you with them. And then boom, the song just ends like right after that last line. He does it way better. I can't read today. I'm like,
that's what I love. That whole song, because every verse is like talking about the different things that take away from who you are and all of that.
Yeah. But then he just like mic drops it. Hits that last line and the mic drops it. I'm like, whoa.
So much pain. He's so mysterious.
I don't have that effect. Everybody's just like, you're a sad boy. I'm like, Jack White, but ugly. If number 3, If I Die Tomorrow on the 19 or the 22 album, Entering Heaven Alive.
Awesome song.
And I mean, I right now with Bluster, I can't even think of, I didn't put a note on it. But good song. Mm-hmm. Number 2, along the same vein, Another Way to Die with Alicia Keys. Off of her album, As I Am. Huge crush on Alicia Keys, but don't know a lot of her music. I mean, I know
it's on another one on my honorable mention.
I know the popular songs, and I mean, I love her from there. Just huge crush on her.
She's very gorgeous. She's gorgeous.
But what got me is it started off with like this super guitar or distorted guitar, and then with horns going on with it. And then boom, it just stops. That was another thing. He's playing a riff and then boom, just stops it and then switches into a different riff, slower. I mean, whatever. It's just boom. And then they're kind of doing a Beastie Boys thing where he's doing a line, then she's doing a line. And I think she does the chorus because it's on her album probably. But yeah, I was like, whoa, that's pretty cool. So that takes us to our number 1. Which I don't know. It's tie. I'm gonna tie it. But would you fight for my love? The 2014 album Lazaretto. Like I said, that whole album. Like I said, I got looped up on it, and it's just driving drums, piano, an orchestra, and a singer, opera singer, almost singing in like the background in some of it, and Yeah, I posted this the other day, but my favorite line was, "Nobody noticed I was on the rug. I guess I'm getting better at being a ghost." So I'm like, boom, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
then the honorable mention was "Love Interruption" because shoot, that song,
Yeah.
that song it just pretty much sums it up.
Leave me alone.
Yeah, I want love to roll me over slowly, stick a knife inside me, and twist it all around. That's
I
the opening
know.
line to the song. It's a great song. And what is it? Change my friends to enemies and show me how it's all my fault. Yeah, I won't let love disrupt, corrupt, or interrupt me. I'm like, yeah, fuck that shit. I'm good. Leave it alone.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I'd rather do some other dumb things than love.
I know. Romanticizing toxic love is like a cultural, like, bad thing that we do. Like,
Well,
it
I
really
don't know
is.
if it's so much romanticizing, it's reliving it. No.
It is, but it's still, it's just like, you're like, I can't live without you. I'll die without you. And it's
Yeah,
just
you
like, but don't.
look at Joker and Harley Quinn. I mean,
Yeah.
there you go. That's toxic love, but that's true love. Sometimes, no, there's not.
No. No.
Toxic's not good. There's not good about it.
Nothing. Not at all.
Yeah, this was probably, since the one that I tried to pick again, Tom Petty, was one of my favorite ones that we've done, the Artist Dives.
Yeah.
Because it was one of those, you don't have to skip. There's just no reason. I mean, you can if you've heard the song, or that's the only reason really to skip a Jack White song, if I'm 100% honest. There's a couple that aren't more my, whatever, but yeah. There's one that I left off that I actually probably wish I would have picked as my number 4. It's my number 1 honorable mention, but Steady As She Goes.
God, I was getting ready to say right now.
Steady As She Goes.
The Recantiners. The Recantiners.
Yeah, Recantineers.
Recantineers, yeah.
Okay.
You will not recant.
Put on them recounters.
Yeah. Lazaretto was a good song.
Help Me Stranger. Help Me Stranger was, there you go. That's an awesome one, Sontia.
Yeah, I had it as an alarm. I forgot all about it, and then I played it, and I was like, "Oh, that was my alarm for like 3 years."
Which one was that? I didn't hear it.
Hotel Yarba.
Yeah.
The Black Bat Licorice.
Yeah, that's a freaking awesome song. That's a deep song too, man. I listened to, like, I've heard that song before, but I've never listened to it. Yeah. And I listened to it the other day, and that's a pretty cool song, man. Mm-hmm. Another Way to Die, you had that one. Yeah. Salute Your Situation, the Recounters, or however the hell Recanters. Another great one. So yeah, awesome. I had fun, man. That's how I do it. I just basically, the best way for me is listening to it on the way to work and at home in the morning before everybody gets there at work, is kind of how I do mine. Because I can't really listen throughout the day. I'm a manager. I got 20 people in and out of my office all day. I mean, you can have some music going a little bit, but you're not really. So
not listening. It's background. It's
yeah, exactly.
So, yeah. Like I said, up until 2 days ago, it was stupid noisy in the shop, so I couldn't hear much of anything with my ear infection. Still, it's like I said, I was telling Sontia before, it's like 90% back to normal, but as I said it before, as immediately when I said it before we started the podcast, I started clogging up. I'm gonna have to hit my Vicks. Get me a Vicks fix.
You're supposed to use it like that.
I had definitely been
practiced.
Oh
yeah. You got your spinner ready? Let's get the 3 dates for next week. And then we will. We need to still reach out to Mr. Matt to see if we can get him lined out on some better sound. And then if anybody else has got suggestions of guests, if not, we'll hold down the fort. It's not like we don't know what we're doing.
We'll get
episode 83.
Always ready to come back on. We got we decided we're doing from 60 up when we're doing this, because we're gonna go through 50s on the years. Is that kind of how we decided, or do we want to go back to 50? I don't think I can do an individual year below. I think 60 up to current is probably best, so we can do the 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s as the year genre, and we can probably still do the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, no problem. But
yeah, another thing I thought of while you're pulling that up, but yeah, I say 60s, and like we were talking about, artists from Wichita or artists from Kansas, artists from Ohio, artists from, whatever. Maybe we can pick a state. That gives us 50, 51 episodes, however many.
Yep, I like that.
We could do that. Obviously, we'd probably have to start with, Kansas, but that way we could,
My random years got us 3 years I don't think we've done one on, and actually our 3 years I'm pretty interested in. So here, it'll take a second to focus.
Oh my
80
God,
even.
I liked all those years.
60.
I know. 1980, 1963, and the year 2000, the year I graduated, the year before I was born, and the year I would have fucking loved to live.
I wrote down 200, so I want to do the year 200.
Oh, and Sontia, that's when some of her favorite recordings were made. So
yeah.
AD or BC
albums.
It didn't say. Should we do 1963 BC?
No, I think we'll stay AM after music as when we'll do all of
manuscripts. Pull up the scroll, see what we can figure out.
Yeah. I'm sure there's an app for that. Okay, we'll get the poll going. We'll let the amazing audience. I said the comments have been nil tonight, so I think either.
Yeah, it was. I wonder if we scared everybody. Who knows? Who knows? A lot of people are depressed. A lot of people are overwhelmed. Yeah, it's been a long week.
You guys don't have to talk. We appreciate you just looking and being here.
Yeah. It's been a long year. I'm just glad this year's, over. I just want to go back.
2025 is no.
I just want to go back to hating people for their sports teams,
Yeah. The funniest thing I seen was I think I confused my yard signs. I think I voted for a realtor. There we go.
I like that.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, thanks for coming on. Now it looks we guilted some people to talking. Fun just listening. All good.
Hey.
I was late.
You're just okay, chilling. Guys. You don't really have to talk. He gets sad if you don't sometimes.
I'm sad all the time. I'm just a sad boy. That's what they call. I'm not cool like Jack White. I can't have emotions and write beautiful songs about them.
But now you got Jack White to help you through some of it.
Yeah. I feel better about life.
I don't think
you're welcome. You're welcome.
He's taking me deeper into the. I'm like, damn, I never thought of it that way. That's fucked up. I'm like, but I like it. I'd like to have a beer with him. I'd like to ask him what was the question? How he came to Wichita.
He is awesome on podcasts. He's pretty intellectual. He's not quite like I think he come across, and he's pretty smart dude, man. So
I looked up some of the feuds. There was like 10 celebrities that are in a feud with him or something was the article, and I'm just like, wow, he's over here beefing. I can relate. Everybody hates me. And it breaks my heart.
I feel like him and Marilyn
can't even
Manson,
say that with a straight face.
If they collaborated on a song, Jack White and Marilyn Manson collaborated on a song, that would be absolutely fucking incredible.
Oh, yeah. Brilliant artists right there. Brilliant minds.
So I'm still trying to get in touch with Snoop. Coach, we need you to call Marilyn Manson and Jack White, see if you can get that done for us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ask him why he came to Wichita.
Yeah.
In 2010, he had beef with vegans. 2012, he had beef with the Guinness Book of World Records. 2012, he also had a problem with Meg White. I'm guessing that's the year he got divorced. Then him and Lady Gaga got into it. Twitter and him had a problem. Clint Eastwood in reality TV shows got a little bit of his ire. The Black Keys made his radar in 2013. Yeah. Again in 2014, the Black Keys, Meg White, Adele, Duffy made his list of I don't likes. 2015, he just was not done with the Black Keys, so he decided he'd go after their drummer individually.
Well, I read the story on the beef of the Keys. It was like a play on, they were stealing his thing, the White Stripes, the Black Keys, and stealing his sound, I think. And
yeah, that's pretty funny. Touring his vegan beef came touring with his side project, The Dead Weather. White made a stop at Brooklyn's Prospect Park, where, according to fans, he made some less than supportive remarks about veganism. Any other vegans in the crowd out here, he reported, come on stage and I'll kill a cow, or we can kill a cow together.
Well, I don't think you can call a vegan beef a vegan beef. I think you have to.
I know, that's what's funny when you call it
tofu, a vegan tofu. It's not beef, it's tofu or something.
No,
I had no idea that his side project was The Dead Weather. They are an incredible.
Yeah, they are. It's great. That chick has got an awesome voice. I wish I would have got more of them on there. I had one Dead Weather, but that gal, I don't know her name, but she's got a crazy, just like voice.
Oh yeah. Oh, you know what? That one song that they have, I have love every. I need love every million miles. I need love. So okay, so I can hear Jack White's. There's a guitar riff in that song that goes do 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 do, and that's him. That's absolutely him.
Yep.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, dude, that's what I said. And like, Dead Weather's different than White Stripes, which is way different than Jack White, which is, and but he's in every one, because once you hear him play guitar, you kind of know when he's playing guitar. So awesome, man. Had fun, guys.
All right, we'll get the poll. We'll get that figured out. You guys have a good night.
All right.
I'll be sitting on the poll until then.
Bye.
Welcome to For Music Lovers Only, a podcast where each host makes a top 5 list of their favorite songs from this week's topic. Each week is a new topic. Tune in, I dare you.
Music Lovers Only.
You did the intro again.